Yo, what up, world? 502 King Paul. So as y'all can see, I'm doing today's video in motion, which I usually don't do. But if I didn't do it this way, the video probably wouldn't even get put out. So hopefully y'all cool with it, man. Don't beat me up too bad in the comment section. Oh, you driving and doing a video. It happens. You gotta work with what you got, man. So the topic of today's video is survivor's guilt, survivor's remorse. And I'm going to share a story with y'all of my personal experience with this. And I hope that this video inspires. I hope that this video helps some people. Number one, realize just how short life actually is. I mean, a lot of us, myself included, we take our time on this planet for granted, play around with it, and the more that you grow to appreciate life, the more that you realize how precious time really is, you start using your time more wisely and start trying to do things better than what you were before in the past. The story that I'm going to share with y'all is about my friend that passed away at this point about a decade ago. And he was very young, very young. We were the same age. He was maybe a little bit older than me. And, was a good friend of mine, man. He was very, very skilled, very blessed. It's the best way I could put it. He was very, very blessed. And, this guy just from a young age was all about his business. He was young doing like album covers for local artists and doing promotion and doing web design early on in the game. This was before even Facebook. This was MySpace days, and when he was doing web development and things that a lot of the guys in our group, in our social circle, just wasn't even thinking about, honestly, man. Just very talented. But besides his talent, his heart was amazing, man. I'm talking about, this was an amazing dude. He never crossed nobody. He never, I've never known anyone that's known this man to say anything bad about him. And that's a testament, because a lot of people, man, they'll, even if you're doing everything right under the sun, they'll still be a hater. They'll find something to point out in your character. But not this guy, man. It's like everybody who knew him loved him. And I've, till this day, never met another person like this in my life. So to go on with the story, man, we were in college at the time. And this guy was doing his thing, man. He was doing a lot of party promotions. He was making a lot of money doing party promotions. And, just really kind of set the bar for a lot of us, man. He showed us that, you didn't have to sell drugs. You didn't have to, steal or rob or, do anything illegal to get money, man. He was the first person that really showed us an alternate route in life that we never saw before. We never knew anything about party promotions or anything like that. But even still, he used his knowledge and his experience to help us out. He brought everybody in to what he was doing. So even though we weren't necessarily putting in all the work that he was, he still found a way to bring us into it and expose us to this way of life, man. And long story short, man, we joke around a lot in my group of friends. I think a lot of guys do that. We joke around with each other. And it could even be something serious. And, we joke around all the time, man. You could be going through a breakup sometimes. And guys, sometimes your fellas are the last people that you want to tell, because they'll find a way to make a joke out of anything. And sometimes it helps, but sometimes that's not what you need, man. So one day, me and my friends, we meet him over at the library on campus in college, and we noticed that he has like a big lump on his nose. And immediately we go into joke mode and we like, man, what's that on your face, man? You know, we're just going, just joking. And, you know, I'll never forget this day, exactly where we were standing at, how the conversation went, his face, everything. But he said to us after we got done throwing our jokes, he was like, and keep in mind, we're about 20 years old at the time or so, 19, 20, very young, you know, just now getting into our adult life. And he told us, he said, I got cancer. And he didn't say it in a low way. He didn't have his head down. He didn't say it like he was put down by it personally. I mean, he said this with the most courage that I've heard anybody say that kind of news, man. Normally when people tell you things like that, you know, I got cancer, I got some kind of, you know, disease that can kill me, you know, people break out crying or in tears. But he had so much courage in his face, in his demeanor, in his voice when he said this, and we immediately just felt like the worst assholes ever, as we should have, because we didn't, you know, we started joking before we even knew what was really going on with him. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that guy was a soldier. He was just straight up and down soldier. He never stopped his grind. He never stopped his hustle. He never stopped any of that, man. I mean, all the way through till the end. I remember he was still doing party promotions while he was going through chemotherapy. And he had, you know, the tumor on his face went down, but he was getting the chemotherapy, the treatment on his face. So it would turn his face started to turn dark all around his nose and his eyes and all. It just turned very dark. It got smaller. And we pretty much just watched this man, young man, deteriorate right in front of us, man. Like we saw his health just go down and down and down. Well, one day we get a call, I get a call, and you know, the rest of us found out as well around the same time that news that he passed away, he died. That he lost his battle with cancer, you know, the chemo. He stuck in there and did it as long as possible, man. He used to go on these trips out of town, and his family was pretty well off. So he was going to, don't get me making it up, I want to say it's called maybe MD Anderson, something like that. A big facility, I believe it's down in Texas. But it's a cancer treatment center, man. And, you know, he went through it very long, man. He held up, and he was a soldier. And, you know, from that day forward, man, it just really, it opened up my eyes to how short life really is. Because, you know, when you think about life, you think about, you know, making it to 60-something, 70-something, 80-something. You know, some people want to see 100 years old. And, you know, you think that you'll make it to see that far in life if you just live right and do right. But, you know, God knows when our time is. And excuse me if I pause a lot in this video, man. I'm just trying to find the right words. And, you know, it's a touchy topic for me personally, man, because like I said, he was, till this day, the greatest guy I ever knew in my life. But it just really made me realize that you can't take this time for granted at all. And I think all of us that knew him kind of live with that survivor's guilt, survivor's remorse, because we were like half the man that he was. You know, and that's being generous. You know, all of us, our mind was set on doing, you know, certain things, man. Our mind was set on doing, you know, just childish things at that time, but he was so forward thinking. And he did so much to impact our lives. that when he left, and even now to this day, I mean, literally just last week, I was texting one of my friends, and he just starts talking about how awesome of a guy this man was, how he was ahead of his time, how he was just, all this stuff, man. And like I said, to lose your life in your early 20s to cancer is something that some people couldn't even imagine. They wouldn't think it was possible. But I'm going to tell you something, man. Survivor's remorse, survivor's guilt is real. But I'm going to also tell you that you can use this to your benefit. It's because of losing him at such a young age and seeing that, man, I started to live my life better. And I won't say this was an overnight process. It's not. It's still an ongoing process. Thank God I still have the time on this earth to where I can make this, I can still do this, I can still, make the most out of each day, out of each opportunity. We can still do this, man. We can still improve our lives. And I just want to put out this video, number one, so people understand how precious time is. And number two, so people understand that if you're living with survivor's guilt, use it to your advantage, man. Use it to your advantage. Use it as a humbling experience that, I could be in his shoes. I could be in whoever's shoes. And it doesn't have to be somebody that passed away. Sometimes you can feel survivor's guilt because you just moved on from other people, or you leveled up from other people in life and they're not doing good and you are doing good, but y'all both were doing the same thing. And you're like, why me? Why am I here? Why am I the one that's left? Why am I the one that's, not in jail? Why am I the one that's not dead? Why am I the one that's, still living and moving, man? But I just want to put out this video to encourage you that if you are going through a rough time in life, if you feel like you don't deserve to be where you're at, man, God has you here for a reason. He has you here for a reason. And even though we question him a lot, we won't always understand what that reason is until the end. We won't understand, what the reason is for us being here. But I'm putting out this video not to make y'all sad, not to get y'all down, nothing like that, man, but to encourage you to make the most out of each day. Make the most out of every single day that you have on this earth, because you never know when an illness like that can fall on you. You never know when you could be in a car accident. Anything can happen to you, man. You just never know when your time's going to come. So make the most out of each and every day. Each and every day. Time is so precious, man. So precious. And I hope that this video doesn't make you sad, but inspires you and motivates you to do better. To do better. And if you're dealing with survivor's remorse or guilt, if you're wondering why you're still here when there's other people here that have left that seem more deserving, or there's people who are not doing as well as you are and they seem more deserving, just know that God has you where you're at in life for a reason, man. Hopefully this video is inspiration for y'all, man, a positive push to keep on living life, keep on smiling, keep on enjoying every single day. No matter how bad it is, we are still here. We're still here, man. It's 502 King Power. I love y'all. If y'all like anything about the video, anything at all, take a moment, go down below and just like the video. That's one thing I ask of you. Not to boost my ego, not to boost anything about me personally, but to get this video out to as many people as possible, man. The more people that it reaches, the more people it has the potential to impact. And I hope y'all enjoy it, man. 502 King Power. Love y'all. I'm out.